Welcome back to my channel. I'm James, and this channel's for everyone that loves great movies and great TV series from all over the world. Today we've got a review of a classic 1980s film series that I really enjoyed growing up. And a lot of these films hold a lot of memories and feelings for all of us that watch these, which is why I think we continually buy them over time. So today we're going to be deep diving into Karate Kid, the complete original 3-movie trilogy that's completely been 4K restoration, restored, and remastered on 4K Ultra HD. Now these do have Blu-ray copies and digital with them as well. And I'll dive into that as well a little bit later on and tell you what comes in all of this. Now, I'm going to be doing a movie review, kind of give you my thoughts on the movie series itself. And I'm going to be doing my exclusive 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison, and that's something I exclusively do on this channel. I get all of the data off of the disc, show you the difference between the image quality on the original Blu-ray releases and these brand new 4K releases. And that shows you and gives you a better example instead of me just telling you. That shows you for yourself a little better of how these are actually going to look if you get them yourself. At the end, I'll give you my wrap-up review score as I always do that tells you if this is something that you should buy or something you should skip. So make sure you stick around to the end so that we get my total review score as well. And I am going to be doing also a comparison between the original first Karate Kid movie and the original 4K release that I own. So there's a lot that we've got to go into in this review. So make sure if you're not subscribed yet, go down and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you don't miss out on any of these exclusive reviews that I do here on my YouTube channel. And I've done hundreds of these over the years. If you like reviews that are a little bit more detailed, have much more going into them other than just somebody holding it and talking about it, you're definitely going to want to make sure to subscribe to this channel. I do a lot of these exclusive in-depth reviews to give you a lot more details on what you're spending your money for in these sets, so you know if this is something that you should really spend your money for to add to your collection. Now, when they initially announced this set, I love the Karate Kid and I grew up watching these movies. And as I said at the beginning of this review, a lot of the times those of us that grew up in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, so on and so forth, we buy things based on nostalgia factor for feelings we have when we were kids or when we were teenagers or when we were growing up or adults. Doesn't really matter, but a lot of it's based on nostalgia factor. It doesn't mean that every single one of these movies is an Oscar or Academy Award winner. A lot of it's based on our nostalgia, based on what we grew up in, what we watched, what we would come home and rent from the VHS store. And that's where these films hold up well. I rented them non-stop. I remember my mom kept asking me why I keep renting some films, and these were some of those that I kept renting over and over. I really liked the story of a hero rising up, overcoming the odds, being the underdog. And that's where I really feel like the Karate Kid did a really good job of kind of showing a skinny, scrawny kid that could basically learn to not only like defend himself, but defend others, stand up for himself, stand up for what's right, and come out on top. And that's where I really feel like the Karate Kids were such a great film series. Now, I will say after the original Karate Kid 2, and Karate Kid 3, no, they're not as amazing as the first one. A lot of them have some of the same story beats as they go on. But my thing is I really loved them anyways. I always wanted to own all 3 in 4K. So I was really happy when Sony announced that they were going to do brand new 4K releases of the other 2 films. Now, when they announced it though, I was originally a little disappointed because I had already bought the original one on 4K Ultra HD. But I will tell you right off the bat, we're going to start off here just kind of talking about this first film first, because there was a lot of interesting things after I did all of my exclusive testing. As most of you know that have watched the channel for a while, I go in depth on all of these. I test them, I find out what the discs are, I find out what the quality is, I find out the region coding, and I find out if these are something different than basically other 4K releases. Well, I can tell you, the original 4K Karate Kid, this release right here, there is some drastic differences on this new release. So I was happy about that because they actually went back and did a lot of new things for this release. So we're going to start off with touching on this one first. Now, you do get a new slipcover on this. It does have similar artwork. The only difference is it doesn't have the 35th anniversary red bar that this one had on it. Now on the back of the slipcover, you do get completely different artwork. So on this original release, the disc itself has similar artwork on the back here. But on this one, the new slipcover does have new slipcover artwork, and I'll show you that on the other ones as we go through as well. Now, when you get inside the slipcover, it's a completely different cover on the back side as well. And so if you can see the difference here, you get 2 different artworks on that as well. So when I first saw that without putting the disc in, I started to realize that they actually went back and did a lot of changes just on the outside. There's a lot more than that. Now going inside here, there was other changes. Inside, you get all brand new artwork on each of the discs. And I do like that they took the extra time to do some brand new artwork for these as well. And so I started to notice that, wait a minute, these are brand new discs, these are brand new covers, brand new slip covers. And to show you the other discs, this is the original release. It was kind of more generic discs. It had a blue Blu-ray disc and a black 4K disc on it. Whereas this one, they actually put artwork on the disc, and I did like that. So again, Sony doing something extra special on this collector's limited edition set to show you that they went above and beyond to provide something new instead of just giving you this old release. And that's not all of it. Now on the new 4K release for the Karate Kid, it does come on a BD100. That's the same type of disc they used in the original Karate Kid, but there's a lot of changes. I'll show you up above the difference between the menus. So in the original release, that's the menu you're going to see above for this release. On the new release, you get a completely different menu on it. They actually went back and did a brand new scan and fixed some things on the original 4K release as well. On the menu on this one, it does show a bunch of different artwork, and I actually like the menu a lot better on the new 4K release, better than I liked this original one. Subtitle wise as well, I will touch on that as well. On all three films, both this one, Karate Kid 2 and Karate Kid 3, you get those same audio mixes. You get English Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD 7.1 in English, DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 in English, and those are all new for all of those as well, because those are brand new 4K restorations for the audios as well. Same thing for subtitles. You get English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and dozens more. So basically any subtitle option you want, it's on all of the discs as well. So both Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2, and Karate Kid 3. They're all on there. So no matter where you basically live in the world, you don't have to worry about subtitles or basically audio options. They're on every one of the films, which is a great job by Sony on that as well. Now, other than just the menu differences, you do get the same special features. There wasn't any difference in the special features on the Karate Kid. You get the same special features as what you got in this original release. But here's where things drastically changed. On the brand new scan they did for this release, they actually fixed some things that on this release I thought looked pretty decent, but I didn't realize how basically they could have used a little better fixing until I watched this one side by side. So I put this one in, go watch the same scene on this one, put this one back in, same player, same TV, and there was actually some changes. On the image quality on the new one here, what happened is it had good film grain in the original release. The original 4K release had good grain structure and things like that, but the difference is I didn't realize in that grain structure, it wasn't very stable. And I thought it looked good before, but I didn't realize until you compare it to something that has a new scan where they fixed that, it had fluctuations where the grain would kind of almost vibrate on your screen. Where when you're watching a moving picture, it basically would fluctuate, and it kind of looks like the image is kind of almost vibrating a little bit. On this, they fixed that. And now the grain structure is much more stable throughout the whole film. So where there would be scenes where it would go from light to dark, or it would show the sky all of a sudden, instead of that grain structure kind of fluctuating a little or vibrating as you would say it, on this it's stable the whole way throughout. So overall, the picture is more pleasing on this than it was on this release. Though I did think this original Karate Kid release did look good before, don't get me wrong. It's just that now, it made it worthwhile buying this set. So it did make me happy that even though I originally owned this release, the fact of that getting this new release included in the box set, they didn't just throw in the original discs and say, hey, we already did those, let's throw it in, let's make a quick buck. No, Sony went back, did new menus, new cover art, new artwork for the discs, and they did a brand new, basically went back and fixed that scan that they did and fixed some of the things that basically reviewers and folks that mentioned on it didn't like, that the grain structure did have some fluctuations in it. That's gone. So now it is a more stable image throughout and is a very nice native 4K 2160p representation. So if I would have reviewed the original release, I would have said it was good, but I would have said that the grain structure was not as stable as in some releases. Well, now in this one, I can say the grain structure is great on this. It's very stable, and that holds true throughout all of the films. They did a much better job on Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, doing a stable grain structure where it doesn't show that vibrating or fluctuations throughout it. So overall, this was worth the upgrade getting in the new box set as well. Now, we're going to go into the rest of this box set here, but I did want to mention I will, as always, have the link for this listed down in the comment section as a pinned link, as well as in the description section right below this video. As always, I put the links for all of these listed in the description sections below every review that I do. So if you're going to pick this up, make sure to go down to the description section or the comment section, and I'll have the link for it right down there. It takes you straight out to Amazon, gets it for you on sale, makes it nice and easy. You click on that, it takes you right out there to buy it. And that does help to support this YouTube channel. So just make sure if you're going to pick this up, make sure to click down through one of those links down below. It takes you straight out to buy it on sale. Now going into the rest of the set, I love the slipcover and the hard slipcover they gave on this. It does have nice artwork on it. It says Karate Kid 1, 2, 3. And then on the back it has explaining about all the special features. And there's a J card that flips off of this. Mine I didn't want to take off, but I'll show you above what it actually looks like. There is an artwork behind this that does come off. And then inside it's got each individual one in its own slipcover. And this is where I really feel like Sony is listening to its fans, its physical media collectors, and is really paying attention to what like Arrow Video is doing. They're stepping up their game for these collectors and limited edition sets. This one is another gorgeous one, just like what they've done with the Columbia Classics collections, Underworld, heck, they did it with Resident Evil collection. They're doing these limited edition box sets, and I really do love them, and they are really great collectibles. I love how they give the slipcovers inside this hard outside box. Getting inside, it's the same thing, and then on the back it has a different artwork on the back of this than what even the slipcover had. So again, Sony doing a nice job giving just extra little things for us to look at. It does talk about that each film, though, is rated PG. So I always touch on that. They're really clean movies. There's not much in them. A little bit of language, some violence, karate violence. But overall, they're very good, in my opinion, family films that everybody can really watch, and just leaves you with that really great feeling that a lot of films really have a hard time matching these days. Now, when you get inside, you get your Karate Kid 2 and your Karate Kid 2 Blu-ray disc. This is your 4K and this is your Blu-ray. Now, I will touch on this as well. For my worldwide audience, I tested all the discs in every single one of these sets, and they are all region-free. So if you're looking to import this or buy this outside of the US or region A, all of the discs in here are region-free. As always, I test them in every single one of my players, my region A, my region B, my region C, my Xbox, my PS5, so that way you know if it's going to work everywhere around the world. Well, I'm happy to announce every single disc in this set is region-free. Unlike that Underworld set where they had one of the discs region locked, it was misreported by a lot of websites and a lot of reviewers that that set was region-free. It's not. There was one region-locked disc in there. I'm happy to announce that Sony listened, and this time, every disc in this set is 100% region-free, so you can watch the Blu-ray and the 4K. Now on Karate Kid 3, you have a nice cover on here. This is like the original poster artwork that was used in theaters, and I really like the cover artwork on this. And then on the back of Karate Kid 3, different artwork on the back here, and I do like how they did that where each thing had completely different artwork. Now getting inside here, you do have obviously your 4K disc and your Blu-ray disc, and I like again how they didn't just use generic artwork on the discs either. Now if you enjoy this video and you enjoy my content, please consider giving this video a super thanks. Right down below this video, there's a heart symbol that looks like this, and when you click on that, that helps to give a super thanks to the channel. All of that goes right back into the channel, helps me to keep providing you all of this special, early, and exclusive content, and that also helps me to keep this channel going. So if you enjoy my content, please consider giving this video a super thanks by clicking that heart symbol button below. Also, if you enjoy this video, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of this exclusive content. And like I said, I put the links for all of these listed in the description section right below this video. So if you're going to pick this up, make sure to go down the description section right below and click through that link to Amazon. That does help out as well. Now going into a little bit more on the image quality on this. Now, this does have the native 4K 2160p representation on each and every one of the films. So Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2, and Karate Kid 3 are all represented in a brand new native 4K 2160p. They were scanned from the original film elements. They have good grain structure. I talked about it at the beginning about that it has now a stable grain structure. And that makes a big difference because the fluctuations, once you see the difference if you put your discs in side by side and you notice the fluctuations are gone, that's a big upgrade on this and does make even Karate Kid a worthwhile upgrade in this box set. And that's something I wanted to make sure I shared because a lot of the times people say, well, I don't want to upgrade because, well, I already got Karate Kid 1. Well, in this case, the Dolby Vision implementation, the HDR10, the Dolby Atmos, them doing a better job with the grain structure fluctuation being gone, that makes even Karate Kid 1 a worthwhile upgrade. And it does look great. Each one of the films, the Dolby Vision and HDR10 representation looked outstanding on the films. Now, I'm going to show you a comparison between this and the original Blu-ray releases that have come out versus what you're going to see on your 4K Ultra HD representations on these films. Now, as you're probably noticing, there's much more clarity in the films, there's much more depth. I talk about this a lot, and sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself when I talk about these 4Ks, but you can see much more depth to their skin, much more colors. Because of that HDR representation, HDR10, and Dolby Vision, it does just bring so much more life to their skin tones because there's so many varying shades they can use throughout it. Now, keep in mind, as I've talked about over the years, remember, YouTube can only present regular HDR. They do not have the algorithm to show you HDR10 or Dolby Vision, so what you see above, as always, will look better on your home TV than what you're seeing here on YouTube. So that's something I always try to explain, because no matter how I scan things, no matter how I get the data off of the disc, YouTube's algorithm only displays things at max at HDR, standard HDR. So keep that in mind, what you see above. If you have the ability to play Dolby Vision or HDR10 on your home TV or player, these will look even that much better. But this gives you a good representation to determine if this is something you think you should pay to upgrade. I can tell you right off the bat, it does look great on every single film over the original Blu-ray releases. Now, the films were released 1984 through 1989, so there's quite a bit of years between when each film was released, and they do have varying quality, but I do enjoy them overall, and I really think they've got good music, they've got great acting, and they're just fun films that really have grown in cult status over the years, and in my opinion, I've grown to love them more and more. And I'm a huge child of the 80s anyways. I grew up watching all this stuff continually, renting it from the VHS store, and I just love them. And it's one of those things that as time goes on, I find that I love more and more things from that era and less things that are modern. And that's just me, but that's kind of my opinion of why I feel like I buy these continually over and over again. Now, on Karate Kid 2 and 3, those 4K discs are on BD66. So they didn't use BD100s like they did for the first Karate Kid. But they didn't overcompress it or shove too much stuff on there, so they did work out just fine. Though I do always kind of prefer a BD100. As most of you know that have watched the channel for a long time, I like BD100s. Now, the runtime for all three films in the set is 352 minutes. That's combined runtime for all the three in the set. So you do get quite a bit of value out of the set because you're only looking at about 49 bucks for the set. And this is a limited edition collector's set. So what that means is Sony's only going to release this for a limited time period, just like they've done with all their Columbia Classics collections. So if you're looking to pick this up after my review, that link will be down below. But that's where it is one of these things. They release this very limited for a limited time, and then it seems like they don't ever release them again and they don't print them again. Now, all the films are presented in their original aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. They didn't mess with it, they didn't cut it down. Both Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3, all in the original aspect ratio, and all did look phenomenal. As you're watching in those screenshot representations above, I don't care which of the films it was, they all looked phenomenal and looked just as good as Karate Kid 1 did, with the more stable grain structure now, making a drastic difference. And all of the films had the same representation throughout them, just looked outstanding. And because they gave you a brand new Karate Kid 1 and didn't just throw in the old discs from the Karate Kid 1 release before it, this collection is a worthy upgrade. So my review score for this set is a 9.7. This is a must buy. If you are a fan of the Karate Kid at any time period in your life, if you like Karate Kid 1, you like Karate Kid 2 or 3, or if you just like each of them for varying qualities, this is a must-buy, especially it being a limited edition set. This is something you gotta pick up and add to your collection. I love the artwork on it. I love how they gave each individual slipcovers with special artwork on the slipcovers, special artwork on each disc, artwork on each of the back of the cases as well. Outstanding job. They give you a Movies Anywhere digital code as well. So you get digital on it as well. If you like digital, I don't use digital, but if you're into digital, you get a Movies Anywhere digital copy of each and every one of the films in here as well. They did a great job. You got Blu-rays, 4Ks, digital copies. You can use it anywhere. They really did an outstanding job with this for 49 bucks. You can't beat the value in this set. That's why this got a 9.7. Image quality outstanding, sound quality outstanding, Dolby Vision looks great, HDR10, Dolby Atmos. I mean, man, Sony's doing a great job, and they're really stepping up their game to give you these collector's box sets that are very similar to what like Arrow Video is doing, and they look great on your shelf, and they are something great to add to your collection and to share with your family. Heck, if your kids haven't seen these movies, These are great family movies that really show a lot of things about standing up for what's right and doing what's right no matter what, and having a heart and a soul and caring about others, and I really enjoy them for that, and that's why these got a 9.7. What a great upgrade. Sony, you're doing an outstanding job, especially going back to Karate Kid 1 and giving us a reason to spend the money again for this. I won't need that Karate Kid that I originally had anymore, and I'm not going to keep it because this has a better version in it that definitely made this a worthwhile upgrade. This is a must-buy. Let me know if you're going to pick this one up. Make sure to comment below if you were excited that I did all my testing on this and how this turned out. Because once I got this in, I started working on this right away because I wanted to let you all know about this, because this is one of those classic film series that I absolutely love and has so much nostalgia. For those of us that grew up watching this, my dad loves these films and he was excited to find out about these as well. And these are something that no matter your age, if you've seen these throughout your lifetime, these are something that's a worthy upgrade that you must add to your collection. Now, I am filming numerous reviews at once, so this one hopefully will come out here very soon. I got so much in recently that I've been working nonstop to try to get all of these out to you as soon as possible. It just takes me a lot of time and work, as I've said dozens of times. This does take me a lot of time and work to get all the data off of these discs to do these reviews, which is why these reviews are so special and unique. So if you enjoy my content, please go down there and consider giving us super thanks. Even if it's only $1, $2, $3, whatever you can give, that helps me to be able to go out and buy these sets and constantly get these in and test these. A lot of the times, as a lot of you have seen, some of these don't work out and they aren't a good upgrade. And in that case, I'll always tell you the truth and be honest. And that's something I'm going to touch on here for a second. I just recently did the I Dream of Jeannie review. And I got some flack about that because I was honest with everybody and said that it didn't look that great, that it was a 720i picture interlaced and it doesn't look great. Heck, over the DVDs, it wasn't a great upgrade. Well, here's the twisted thing. There's a bunch of reviewers out there that said it did look great. They were telling people it was a perfect 1080p picture, go out and spend your money. And it really bothered me because I work really hard to do these reviews and put this extra time and work into them, to be honest with all of you, to tell you what I see and what I get from my testing. And a lot of these reviewers don't test them. They simply go out there, put the disc in, watch it for a few seconds and say, hey, this looked great. So I try not to go too depth into basically negativity too often, but when a review of something is bad, I'm going to be honest and tell you negatively that it is bad. And anyhow, they made it sound great, and a lot of the times that's because they want somebody to go out and buy that set. I won't do that, and that's where I didn't feel that was honest or right, even though it does cost me money to get sets like that in. I just lost my money on it and I was very disappointed in it. And that's where I wanted to point out, if you enjoy my content, I don't have a Patreon account. I don't do Patreon. The way that I can support to keep doing this and getting these releases in is through subscribers and viewers like you that go down and support. And that's how I do it, through those super thanks. It lets you basically give a tip to the channel, and that goes right back into so I can go out and get this stuff, pay for the software that I constantly have to pay for every month to be able to test all of these and be able to get all the data off of the disc. And that's what goes right back into this. So if you enjoy this content, please consider giving us super thanks. Give this video a thumbs up and give this video a like for me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification, that we get notified every time I release any of these special or exclusive reviews. I hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've got a lot more exciting stuff coming very soon.